evening and welcome to the Coon Rapids City Council meeting for Tuesday, December 16th, 2025. If you could please rise and join us for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Griscoviac.
Here.
Councilmember Butler.
Here.
Councilmember Novak.
Here.
Councilmember Geisler.
Here.
Councilmember Armstrong.
Here.
Councilmember Carlson.
Here.
Mayor Cook.
Here. All right, why don't we adopt this evening's agenda?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Geisler, second by Butler to adopt the agenda. Any corrections? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. We don't have any proclamations or presentations, and we're looking at approving the minutes of the December 2nd meeting.
Motion to approve the minutes from the December 2nd, 2025 meeting.
Second.
Motion by Butler and a second by Armstrong. Any discussion or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries. One abstention, Councilmember Geisler. And, okay, we have 7 items on our consent agenda this evening. The first one is to approve the 2026 business license renewals. And all of the license applications are renewals. And as indicated on the tabulation, most license renewals are complete, with the exception of those businesses missing the indicated items. All missing items are expected to be received by Friday, December 19th. So we're looking to approve the 2026 business license renewals as listed on the attached tabulation, contingent upon receipt of additional information as noted and subject to compliance with all city codes. The next item on the consent agenda is to accept, and it's just an informational item. We have a corporate officer change for Total Wine and More, 3400 124th Avenue Northwest. Brandon Wayne Wilkerson as Chief Financial Officer / Treasurer, and Robert Thomas Schaefer III as Secretary. This is just information they need to provide to us. The next item on the consent agenda is to approve the final payment to Cedar Creek Energy for Project 24-63, the solar array at Fire Station Number 3. The change order, we had one change order in this, was for an additional 20-year warranty extension for the inverter. So we're looking to approve the change order and the final payment to Cedar Creek Energy in the amount of $20,370.80 for Project 24-63, Solar Fire Station 3. Next on our consent agenda is to receive the schedule of electronic payments. Staff has prepared the attached list of electronic payments processed since the last council meeting, and we are just receiving the schedule of electronic payments from November 25th, 2025 to December 10th, 2025. Next item is to adopt Resolution 25-130, accepting donations and business sponsorships. The City Council is required to accept any donations and sponsorships, and we have several here. Coon Rapids Crime Prevention Association donated $1,197 to the police department for crime scene lights. The family of Chris Jensen donated $300 to the parks for a tree donated for Riverview Park. And then we had Panda Express and Chick-fil-A that did donations for the tree lighting festival. And then we had several just miscellaneous donations, mostly anonymous, for various things at the senior center. We would like to thank all of the donors and businesses that supported events and programs. And so we're looking to adopt Resolution 25-130 to accept contributions made to the city between October 1st and December 15th, 2025. Next item on the consent agenda is to adopt Resolution 25-131, approving parks and, I panicked, I thought that was my phone. I'm going, oh no, what did I do?
First for everything.
Adopt Resolution 25-131, approving Parks and Recreation Commission appointment. Jeff Johnson applied to the Parks and Recreation Commission after discussion with the applicant and attending a number of meetings in 2025. The Parks and Recreation Commission supports the appointment of Jeff Johnson to fill the vacancy with a term ending in 2028. So we're looking to adopt Resolution 25-131, appointing Jeff Johnson to the Parks and Recreation Commission. And then item 8, and this is our final item on the consent agenda, is to approve an on-sale 3.2% malt liquor, wine, strong beer, and Sunday liquor licensing for Cheers Pablo, 12759 Riverdale Boulevard. Cheers Pablo has recently changed ownership, prompting the submittal of the new liquor applications. The license and investigation fees have been paid. The police department has conducted a background investigation with no finding that would prevent licensing, and a certificate of liquor liability showing proof of coverage has been received. So we're looking to approve the issuance of the on-sale 3.2% malt liquor, wine, strong beer, and Sunday liquor licensing to J5 Enterprises LLC, doing business as Cheers Pablo, located at 12759 Riverdale Boulevard Northwest. And that is our consent agenda for this evening.
Your Honor,
Councilmember Novak,
move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
motion by Novak and a second by Butler. Is there any discussion or questions?
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Butler?
just two quick things. First, I just want to congratulate Mr. Johnson on his appointment to the Parks and Rec Commission. I really appreciate anyone who steps up and wants to serve the city. The second thing I just wanted to note is we're talking about a couple different things related to business fees for 2026 is, again, just appreciating that the council was able to do a little bit of work this year to reduce some of our liquor licenses, and hopefully we can continue that discussion in 2027 for further reductions.
Absolutely. I did have to go a little deeper dive on that one. I went, why do some of these places have a tavern license and others don't have a tavern license?
We could talk about that next year.
Well, no, it's the ones with tavern licenses because then they can have live music. Apparently, the definition of a tavern is something with live music or something, I don't know. But I couldn't figure out why some of the bars had it and some didn't, but anyway. All right,
Learn something new every day.
there you go, yeah. Yeah, that little rabbit hole that distracted me from finishing the packet again for a while, you know. Any other questions or comments on the consent agenda?
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember
I
Griscoviac.
just had one question, and it's on consent agenda item 4, the final payment to Cedar Creek Energy. We've purchased that additional warranty for that inverter, which is a great thing, protect our environment. And by the way, we spent good way to spend the $105,000 we got on the grant to get this solar installation on the fire station. But my question was, the change order was for an additional 20-year extension on the inverter. If I could just get clarification now or maybe next week, does that give us 30 years of warranty coverage on that inverter? That would match the warranty on the panels.
Mr. Himmer?
I'll look.
You'll look,
I don't
okay,
have
all
an
right.
answer right now, but I will.
Very good. Mr. Himmer's going to get back to you.
Perfect. Yep.
All right, anything else on the consent agenda? We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And that motion carries. Item 9 is to consider Resolution 25-129, approving the year-end budget appropriations and amendment. And I'll bet we're going to Ms. Hanson on this one.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, City Council. Before you, you're asked to consider a resolution that will amend the general fund budget and reallocate budget appropriation between the various categories and activities. So Chapter 2 of the City Code establishes a legal level of budgetary control to be at the category level within an activity. So staff has updated the year-end estimates for revenue and expenditures in the general fund and then compared them to the budget and have recommended adjustments that have a net zero impact. And attached to the agenda is an updated general fund comparison, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Very good. Any questions of Ms. Hanson?
Your Honor,
Councilmember Novak.
I move to approve Resolution 25-129, relocating funds within the 2025 general fund budget.
Second.
Motion by Novak and a second by Butler. I would say, to clarify, to reallocate.
Sorry, I thought I said that.
Well, it sounded like relocated, but it's
Okay.
kind of the same thing, I guess, but. Any questions or discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Geisler.
the other G. I just wanted to thank staff for answering. I had a whole bunch of questions on, how we're moving it around and where it's coming up and how budget lands in there. And, I think just back, since I wasn't at the meeting last month, just highlighting too, the fund balance policy is a big part of government accounting here. And, while it may look like some funds are really full, we need to maintain that to get to those property tax disbursements, because we don't get that every single month. That comes only a couple times a year. And so I appreciate how hard this is, and, between the accounting standards and all that, and keeping this all square and keeping it digestible. So I just wanted to, again, thank staff for the time of helping make that easy to follow and follow along for first year.
That's a great reminder. We don't get that check. They come in October, and then it's next May again. So it's a pretty good gap there. All right, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And that motion carries. Item 10 is to consider the 2026 workers' compensation coverage. Back to you again, Ms. Hanson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, City Council. Council is asked to consider approval of workers' compensation coverage for 2026. The League of Minnesota Cities Insurance Trust has provided a quote that is actually, the net premium is a 25.4% reduction over 2025, so positive results for us. This is largely due to the league reducing rates by about 25%, and then the city also had a slight reduction in our mod factor based on experience over the last few years. As in previous years, staff is recommending that the city chooses the retro rated plan, option 1. The city has utilized this plan for a number of years, and it looks back, instead of sticking with the net premium, it looks back at actual claims. And as a result, the city has seen net savings by utilizing this plan, and it really is effective when you're consistent with that. So staff is recommending that the council approve option 1 for the workers' compensation coverage with the League of Minnesota Cities, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Excellent. Any questions anyone has? Ms. Hanson?
Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Geisler?
So just for staff, so the form of this motion, are you asking us to approve option 1 is the format that you'd like this motion made in? Just understanding that? Nodding heads. In the back.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
I had to
thank
pull it
you.
up quick, yes.
Were you thinking about making it?
I was going to give a second, but yes, Mr. Mayor, I will make a motion that City Council recommend the adoption of option 1 of the retro-rated plans with the League of Minnesota Cities Insurance Trust.
Second.
Motion by Geisler and a second by Butler. Is there further discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. Item 11 is to consider feasibility report and order a public hearing and assessment hearing for street reconstruction project 26-1. It must be about Christmas. Mr. Hansen's back.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and Council. I'm here to talk to you about our 2026 street reconstruction program, and have a presentation here to provide to you and hopefully answer some questions that you may have after I'm complete. So a little bit of background about our proposed project next year. The streets that are proposed have been rated as deficient and poor condition, and we also talk very closely with our Public Works Streets Maintenance Department and figure out where they are spending the most time maintaining and repairing potholes. So as we break down the specific streets that are proposed for next year's street reconstruction project, We're looking at 89th Avenue, that's west of East River Road, out over to Mississippi Boulevard. And then also 86th Lane and 87th Lane, both of which are west of East River Road. And 85th Avenue, cul-de-sac, that is east of Mississippi Boulevard. The scope of the work included on these streets is to replace the asphalt pavement and all of the damaged curb and gutter, replacing storm sewer catch basins as needed, replacing the water main pipes in their entirety on 86th Lane, 87th Lane, and 89th Avenue, replacing all of the sewer manhole castings throughout, upgrading city-owned streetlight LEDs or to LED standards, and that is only on 85th Avenue. The rest are all owned and maintained by Xcel Energy. And then lastly, we are proposing to install a water main loop connection to the neighborhood that is accessed from 89th Avenue. Currently, the only water main into that entire neighborhood, including the Adams Elementary School, comes from 89th Avenue. There is only one water main connection, so we have a force main pipe that follows through the school property. We have been working with the school district and informed them of our desire to also install a water main pipe connection that would go from the end of the 90th Avenue cul-de-sac over to Sycamore Street. So we think that would be a good investment for this neighborhood for the long term. It's going to provide more redundancy, better water quality and circulation through the neighborhood, and then just protect against, or make it much easier to be able to provide water in the event of any future breaks down the road. The next group of streets that are proposed for reconstruction are the Northdale Addition streets that are bounded by Egret Boulevard on the south, Kumquat Street on the west, over to Foley Boulevard, and then Northdale Boulevard on the north end. Again, replacing all of the asphalt pavement, all of the curbs and gutters in this neighborhood because of the water mains all being replaced on every one of these streets, including all of the service lines. Replacing the storm sewer catch basins as needed, and then also looking to extend storm sewer pipes strategically and add additional catch basins along Kumquat Street, where we've heard concerns about water ponding on the street in those areas. As I said, we'll be replacing the water main pipes and all of the appurtenances that go along with that system, replacing the sewer manhole castings, and then also looking at new 6-foot wide sidewalks on the north side of 110th Avenue between Kumquat Street and Foley Boulevard. And on the west side of Kumquat Street between 109th Avenue north to Northdale Boulevard. And then lastly, looking at adding some stormwater quality basins in Moore Park. And this is something that we need to do to meet the requirements of our watershed and our stormwater standards. So there is an area of Moore Park that is very difficult to mow and maintain these days. So we have done some soil borings. We think that might be a good place to put a stormwater pond. And then a infiltration basin kind of over by where the tennis courts are along Kumquat Street. So we still have a lot more work to do to ferret those designs out completely, but that is all part of our stormwater management that is necessary to be able to reconstruct these streets and meet the permit requirements. So the project schedule is in January. At the end of January, we're going to do another public open house. We have already done one. We did one on October 1st. We had about 2 to 3 dozen people show up and ask questions and express concerns about the project. Most people were understanding of the project and the work that needed to be done. Heard a few concerns about the sidewalks that are proposed. We always do. But we responded to those and informed people how we would go about constructing those sidewalks if that gets ultimately approved. February 17th is when we will propose to hold the public hearing and the assessment hearing. So that is the second meeting in February. That has historically, over the past 10 years, been the night that we do that for these particular projects. Assuming council approves the plans and specs on that night, orders the ad for bids, we would proceed to do that and then come back to council in April and May for contract awards and adoption of assessments. We will do another open house in the spring of '26, where at that point, we'll have the contractors and the schedules. So we'll pick a neighborhood park, probably gonna be Moore Park, where we'll invite everybody that lives around there to come and ask us questions. We'll have the schedules printed, all the frequently asked questions there. And we'll do that late April before any of the work starts. And then the idea would be to start the first week of May, and then with a project like this, with so much pipe replacement, we're gonna go mostly through October before we're done. Letters with all of the project contacts, the schedule, responses for frequently asked questions will be mailed to everybody before we begin any work. Coincidentally, we've sent several mailings already to residents that live in this area. Councilmember Armstrong has probably received a couple of these. We have sent letters about the opportunity to televise sewer service lines, free of charge. So we've had some residents that have wisely taken us up on that opportunity to televise their service line. And then if there's any repairs that should be done when we're ripping up the streets next year now, or that would be a great time. We're also trying to finalize if there's any lead service lines within these neighborhoods. So Minnesota Health Department has some funds available for residents that may have a customer side, we call it, service line. So residents own from the shutoff in their yard up to and into their house. That part of the water service is owned by the resident or the property owner. So a lot of these water mains in the Northdale additions in particular were installed in 1957, 1958. The city had an ordinance in 1959 that required no lead services. We haven't found any yet. We've done a lot of mailings, door knockings, phone calls, emails, every which way we can to get a hold of people and determine what that material is. We haven't found any yet, but there's other things that could be there galvanized. We would want those to be replaced. So we're doing a lot of outreach right now, trying to just make sure that if the opportunity, if people want to replace their line, it can be done, and there's funds available to help them pay for that. So all part of the communication that we've been doing as part of our outreach for this project. As typical we have done in the past years, we will have weekly updates available on our city website every Friday. We'll also send notices about those updates via email. People can sign up for those. We also have an option for text messaging for some unusual circumstances if they come up during construction. We don't send a text message out when we have an update on our website. We don't want to overburden people with communication that way. So some project estimated costs. So the total cost is estimated, and this is a very high level estimate, at $13.7 million, and that is spread out numerous funds, city funds, with assessments coming in about $1.1 million, which would offset some of the street surfacing costs. So to about 23% or so of the estimated costs. So ideally, when we get out for bids in the spring and we see competitive bids, our hope is, and historically, they've come in below our estimates. At this point, these are really mile by mile cost, per mile cost, very high level. Our hope is that as we finalize the plans and the details, things will come down a little bit. And we get some pretty competitive bids in the spring, as we have been able to do the past many years. The assessment rates have gone up a bit over 13% this year from what they were last year, due to where the construction cost index is at this time. And so the proposed single-family residence assessment rate for next year is $2,755. All single-family homes pay the same. It does not matter if you are a corner lot or an interior lot. Our policy has been, always has been, to assess everybody the same for single-family homes. There are some townhome properties in the project, and they're assessed more at a front foot rate, and that rate is $36 a foot. Commercial properties, we have a couple of them, $69 a foot. And then industrial properties, we don't have any in the project next year, but if we did, they'd be assessed at $87 a foot. There are a few different ways for property owners to be able to pay their assessments. So as the schedule lays out, they would be able to, and when they get their hearing notice in January about the project and the public hearing, it'll have some of these details in there, but they will be able to pay their assessment between May 6th, assuming the council adopts it on May 5th, at their regular meeting that night, up to June 5th, and no interest would be charged. So we estimate there will be about a 4 to 5% interest that will come with the special assessment. If they choose to pay it with their property taxes, we do that because that helps offset some of our bonding costs that we have to issue for these projects. After June 6th and up until November 15th, property owners would pay their assessment plus any interest accrued up until that point. And then the third option for property owners is that they can do nothing and the assessment will roll onto their 27 property taxes. That would wind up being about $365 a year for the average single-family, the single-family home assessment to pay off over the 10-year period. So the assessment period lasts for 10 years. We do have the option for senior citizens, active military personnel to be able to defer the assessment. They have to fill out some forms and qualify for that, but the assessment does not go away. It actually may carry a higher interest rate, but that option is available for some people if they find themselves in a very particular situation where they can't pay it off. All of that information is included in the public hearing notice that the property owners will get about at the end of January 2026.
You're on?
Councilmember Novak?
Sorry to interrupt. Could you go back 2 slides real quickly so I can see the fee schedule again? Thank you. I just want to take a quick picture of that. Thank you.
Okay?
Mr. Hanson, while we've paused for a second.
Sure.
Remind me what our objective is. You said that we're about 23% of the street reconstruction cost we're recapturing in assessments. Is that about our goal, or do we shoot for a third or a quarter or something, or?
We really shoot for 50%.
Oh, that's
But
close.
We've never come close to it. We're usually between 20 and 30%. Every single year that I've been here, every feasibility report, every assessment roll I've done for the city in the last 11 years has been between 20 and 30%.
We should probably change our goal then.
Our assessment rates are pretty low in comparison to what a lot of other cities charge around us, and you'll see more information about that when I come back to you for the public hearing in February.
Okay, thank you.
So we have street reconstruction videos available on the city website. There's 2 different videos available for residents to look at. One is going to walk through the entire process from start to finish, and then one focuses more on the typical questions that people ask about how do I get my mail during the project, how does garbage get collected, what do I do if my irrigation system gets damaged, that type of thing. All of that's available on our city website. So with that, I'll take any questions that the council has. We recommend the council adopt the resolutions that are attached to the agenda item, and
All right.
take any questions you have.
Council, any questions for Mr. Hanson?
Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Butler.
Mr. Hanson, thank you for the presentation. I'm a little curious about the construction cost index. So you had mentioned it's going up about 13.4% or so. Can you remind us, just like over the last 3 or 5 years, like what is the typical growth? Is it something
Normally
like
it's
that? or is it
around
much
3
lower?
to 4%.
Okay, so 13 seems like an outlier.
Yes.
My follow-up question to that is, I know that they publish sort of projections each month. How are things looking since we discussed this at the work session several months ago? Is it still
Still
a bit higher?
Still a bit higher, yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's due to a very tight labor market, material costs increases.
And just for my own refresher, this is a metric of like 20 different metropolitan areas, right?
It's
Like, this is
focused
a
on the
lot.
Minneapolis area.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's mostly on Minneapolis. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Geisler.
Mr. Nance, I apologize about not sending you this question before, but following up, we had a discussion about the sidewalks on 110th or 111th.
Yes.
What came out of that, or what did you find? Obviously, you're still recommending 110th here. I'm just curious how that shook out from the work session.
Yeah, we looked at that. There is a couple sentences about it in the feasibility report. In looking at the two different streets, staff felt that 110th is a better connection between Foley and Kumquat. Typically, we don't put sidewalks on cul-de-sacs. 111th is now a cul-de-sac, didn't used to be before Foley was upgraded, but now it is. Just looking at the topography, the amount of landscaping items that are in boulevard areas, the number of trees, it was just determined that 110th would be a better connection for the sidewalk. Now, we've heard a number of concerns from people that live on 110th. I'm sure Councilmember Armstrong may have as well, that don't necessarily feel like it is a good sidewalk connection, but it's been shown on our map for many years. If we are ever going to build it, this would be the time to do it as part of the street reconstruction project.
So it's kind of the lesser impact between them, knowing
Yes.
that we do
Yeah.
need to get something connecting the major road of Foley with those sidewalks
Yeah.
in towards Moore Park there.
Yes.
To provide something for safe travel for people.
Sidewalks are not easy to build, is even when you're redoing the street, because we don't want to steepen up the driveway slopes. Our goal is always same or better condition for everything. But adding a sidewalk across somebody's driveway does impact the way they can park in their driveway. It does adjust the slopes a little bit, and we try to go back further when we need to. So when we looked at 111th, we'd be going back quite a ways on a number of driveways to be able to make up the grade for that flatter sidewalk area.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor?
Councilmember Novak?
Mr. Henson, I was wondering, and this is something that I'm always curious about whenever we go in and we do this type of work. The age of the sewers that are there right now, how old are those and what are they made of?
So most of the sewers within the Northdale Edition project are vitrified clay pipe. And they were installed in the 1960s, but they have been
Okay.
lined. So in general, the sewers are in good condition. We have, and I would say, in fact, they are. We have done closed-circuit televising on all of the sewer mains, and I have gone through everything very carefully. The pipes themselves are good. We've noticed a few instances where some of the service connections have roots built up, wet wipes and other things, so we're working on notifying those homeowners about those. But the mains are lined and they are in good condition. The ones that are not clay pipe are PVC, and there's no issues that have been identified with those.
And the other thing I did want to mention, and this is more for the audience in general, the endorsement that you're going to be looking for on your homeowner's insurance is a sewer backup endorsement. And I can't recommend highly enough that you get that. That'll save you a lot of money if there's ever an incident.
Yeah, and we'd still encourage residents to contact us if they desire to have their service line televised. So when I say the sewers have been lined, I'm talking about the mains that are in the street, the publicly owned sewers. The service lines, all the way up to the main that's in the street, are owned and maintained by the property owner. Those have not been lined, and many of those are clay. So it would be a good thing to get it televised. If there's any digging that has to be done, we'd love to coordinate with people to help them through that repair.
Yep. Yep, that is a great time. I mean, that's a greater than $200 cost to get a video done. I think it's probably closer to $3 now, depending who does it.
Yeah,
So-
and we will do it, the city will do it at no cost.
So that's really, I think, something for them
Yes.
to take advantage of.
Yes,
You know, it may show them something they don't want to see, you know?
yes.
But this is the time to take care of it, and if they can't afford to do something with it, we do have programs that they can, that they can access,
Yes.
so.
Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Geisler?
I would just ask a comment, as someone who had, who did the sewer service line on my house, it's a pretty penny when you have to get some work done on your own dollar, so I could not encourage you to take them up on that, even if you think it's fine. That is a great opportunity to do that, and you want to fix it before it becomes a problem, because when it's a problem, it's even more expensive. So it's well worth doing.
All right. Any other questions of Mr. Hanson?
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Armstrong?
real quickly, since we're considering the feasibility report and looking at setting up the public hearing, I'm going to vote in the affirmative to have that done, but I know I'm gonna be getting an earful. So, I believe we have to bring this forward to not only keep the process moving, but also hopefully what's in the best interest in the best interest of Ward 5, because these streets do need to be done. As Mr. Paxner relayed, that the sewers were put in the 60s. So better get it done when it's probably the cheapest and the least the least expensive to have it done. But yeah, I fully expect to hear from a few individuals.
And that's in reference to the sidewalk.
Sidewalk, yes.
Yeah. Councilmember Carlson?
It'll be great too when it's all done to have a nice street, you know, I mean, I know we've haven't been able to do much with those streets because we don't want to tear them all up again, you know, so it'd be nice. Everybody's gonna have a nice new streets as well.
Yeah, and the sidewalks are always a hard pill to swallow when you haven't had one there, or if they're going to expand it. For whatever reason, when Coon Rapids developed, we developed primarily without sidewalks, which means you're gonna be doing all your recreating in the streets. And now we've got more pressure for parking in the streets, so now it makes it more dangerous for pedestrians and bicycles and anybody recreating. I think the sidewalks are very important to get us back, to get us to a safe, I think we're a safe community. I think just make it a more walkable community, make it more family-friendly. Especially when you got a park like Moore Park, which is a busy park down there. Yeah. All right, any more questions of Mr. Hanson? What was that? Oh, you're doing sign language here, or what? Feel free to leave me out of it, no problem. Councilmember Carlson? Are you sure? Because I think Councilmember Geisler's got all the sign language for that.
I will defer.
All right, okay,
Oh,
go
no,
ahead.
if you guys got the sign
I
language
think it's some
thing
secret
on,
thing going, I don't know.
Mr. Mayor, my question was how staff would prefer this moved as 1, 2, or 3 motions.
Yeah.
All at once, yeah, okay.
I kind of assumed that, but that was a lot of fun.
So is that like you're set to my spike, or is it, we got?
Yeah, all yours.
All right. Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to adopt resolution number 26-1 sub 4, accepting the feasibility report and ordering a public hearing for February 17th, 2026. And adopt resolution number 26-1 sub 10, declaring the cost to be assessed and ordering the preparation of a proposed assessment roll. And adopt resolution number 26-1 sub 11, setting an assessment hearing date for February 17th, 2026.
Second.
Motion by Carlson and a second by Geisler. Is there further discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And that motion carries. Item 12 is to consider, thank you, Mr. Hanson, or are you hanging out for this one too? Consider acceptance of a PFAS settlement funds. Mr. Himmer?
Mr. Mayor, Council, there's a settlement reached between DuPont and 3M with the state of Minnesota. All public water systems could have joined in this class action or went about it on their own. The city chose to submit all the required information, put it into their portal. It took a couple of years, I think we're into it now, and there's some formulary equation they use based upon your results, all of the people requesting. And so the city was propose to receive, my computer is not moving on me, $174,055.92 from the 3M settlement and $18,032.82 from DuPont. So we are recommending approval to accept the funds. We would put those in the water fund, and we would use that to continue doing our testing and monitoring and any other water quality improvements into that fund. So there's a lot to it, some of which I probably have answers to, a lot of which I may not have some answers to, and that's why Mr. Brody's our expert in that. So I'm more than happy to answer any questions about this one.
All right, any questions of Mr. Himmer on this?
Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Butler.
Mr. Himmer, thank you for that. Can you give us a sense of, if we approve this tonight, when would we receive the settlement funds?
We would go in and put it for an electronic transfer, and they didn't give me any indication if that's a week or a month, but their recommendation to me was the sooner you get it in, the sooner you get your funds, because over time, as more people take it, those funds depreciate quickly.
Your Honor?
Councilmember Novak.
Mr. Hemmer, just a real quick question. Once these funds are dispersed and we do receive them, they go straight into our general fund. They can be used for pretty much any project we have, correct?
Councilmember Novak, they would go into the enterprise fund for water, not into the general fund.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions for Mr. Himmer?
Mr. Mayor?
Councilmember Griscoviac.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think, being part of this class action, we opted to be a part of the class action quite a while ago. So, obviously, we're going to want to accept these funds because we actually can't, being part of that class action, we gave up our opportunity to sue or litigate individually anyway. So it's just a matter of accepting the funds at this point. Is that?
That's
Mr. Brody?
Just one point of clarification. We were automatically included. We would have had to take an action to opt out of the lawsuit. And all of the advice we were getting was to stay in, like most, if not all other cities did as well.
Okay.
Okay, Your Honor?
Councilmember Novak.
Move to accept the settlement funds and disperse the funds to the water utility fund. See, there's the answer to my question. 601 for water quality compliance and improvements.
Second.
Motion by Novak and a second by Geisler. Is there further discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And that motion carries. All right, cue up the gear daddies. Consider purchase of ice resurfacing equipment at Coon Rapids Ice Center. Mr. Stemwedel.
Mayor and council, I'll take this one as long as you don't ask me to sing the song. That would be appreciated. So in the 2026 budget, we did include in the capital equipment fund dollars to purchase a new ice resurfacer. Staff is recommending we replace unit 678, which is a Zamboni unit that's now 17 years old. It's been refurbished once already. It's reaching the end of its useful life. And the new resurfacer will take up to about a year to get. So we'd like to place this order now. Given that it's a purchase over $100,000, we're asking for council's permission to do so. This particular unit, the Zamboni, is on the Sourcewell contract. Sourcewell is a cooperative purchase arrangement that does the public bidding process for us to meet state mandates related to purchase requirements. So that's the method for the purchase. It's coming in at $198,034.28. Included in the 2026 budget was $212,000, so we're within that budget amount, and I'll answer any questions if you have any.
What's the process for the old Zamboni?
We will, once we receive the new one and it's up and running, we will auction that off. We expect it, it's hard to say exactly, but somewhere in the neighborhood of $30,000 is what we had estimated when we were going through the budget process 5 or 6 months ago. So we will auction it and get rid of it and get a little return.
Very good, thank you.
Your Honor?
Councilmember Novak?
I just want to say that that Zamboni gets a lot of work over there.
It does.
That is a very popular place to go, and because of that, I would like to move to approve the purchase of a new Zamboni in the amount of $198,034.28, which is about $14,000 less than we were expecting.
Second.
Motion by Novak, second by Armstrong. The amount is $198,034.28. Is there any further discussion on this?
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Geisler?
I just wanted to call out as well, that includes some support equipment and some additional upgrades to it. It's not just the base unit, there's
Right.
other parts baked into that total cost. So that's within the packet if folks really want to get into the weeds on what's there. But that comes with a lot of additional support stuff for that piece of equipment.
And the principal product they have to sell is the ice itself. Frank Zamboni.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Kraskowiak?
regarding the suite of other items we're getting with it, does it come with, are we going to get it wrapped in the Coon Rapids logo, or is there going to be opportunity for a sponsorship logo on this thing? How does that work?
Yep, we do have a program that if folks are interested in sponsoring the Zamboni wrap, that is an option. We can get, if somebody wants to know what that looks like and what it costs, we can certainly send that out. But that is a part of the Ice Arena sponsorship program, you know, the Dasher boards, some other areas in Zamboni, and it's been sponsored by different entities in the past. I don't recall exactly who's got it now, but.
Okay.
Okay. Former Councilmember Kicker's gonna wanna know if he could drive the Zamboni. Probably not, huh?
If he'd like to get trained in and apply as a ice technician, we'd be happy to do that.
All right, well, I'll let him know I asked him.
All right.
All right, we have a motion and we have a second. Do we have any further discussion on this?
Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Butler?
Mr. Semwell, I know this might be a question for a future day, but I was just looking again at kind of what we're buying, and it mentions that this comes with a battery. Do we have a sense of how long that battery would last? I assume that at some point that battery would need to be replaced prior to us buying a new Zamboni in 20 years.
Yeah, it's pretty common for us to re-battery these electric Zambonis. I don't recall exactly the lifespan. It's, you know, multiple years. In this case, this Zamboni has been, the existing one, re-battered once or twice, and that's, you know, it's like a $10,000, $12,000 effort, I think, to do that, given the cost of batteries, but I'll have to get some specifics on those.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And that motion carries. Item 14, consider resolution 25-132, approving the 2026 compensation plan for unrepresented employees. Ms. Roth.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you. So we ask that you consider the resolution 25-132 approving the 2026 compensation plan for unrepresented employees. This resolution is being presented in compliance with the City Code Section 3-301, which requires the annual presentation of a compensation plan to City Council. City staff requests that the council adopt a resolution establishing the 2026 compensation plan for unrepresented employees. The 2026 compensation plan includes the full-time and part-time unrepresented wage schedule, which entails a 3% COLA wage increase and a 1% market adjustment. The variable wage schedule includes a 3% wage increase, both to be effective on January 1, 2026, and which can be supported by the budget. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
All right. Council, any questions for Ms. Roth?
Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Butler?
I move that we adopt Resolution 25-132, approving the 2026 compensation plan for unrepresented employees.
Second.
Motion by Butler and a second by Geisler. Is there further discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And that motion carries. Thank you very much. All of that work, and it was just done. That's right. All right, we are up to the open mic public comment portion of the meeting. Anybody here for open mic this evening? All right. Whoops, here we go. Open mic provides an opportunity for the public to address the city council on subjects that are not part of the regular meeting agenda. The public is invited to express any concerns they may have which are relevant to the affairs, policies, or practices of the city of Coon Rapids. Remarks will be limited to 3 minutes, and if you're going to participate, please approach the podium and state your name and address before addressing the council.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Dr. Kamal Ahmed, and
I represent, I'm the Muslim community, the Nusrat Mosque, 11450 Robinson Drive, Coon Rapids. Honorable Mayor, Koch, members of the City Council, Kraskowiak, and Councilmember Butler, Councilmember Novak, Councilmember Geisler, Councilmember Armstrong, and our friend Councilmember Carson. Esteemed member of our police and fire department and fellow resident, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace and blessing be upon you all. I'm here on behalf of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community with the mosque, as I said, down the road, Nusrat Mosque, to express our profound gratitude of our community for your unwavering commitment to our city. Your dedication and that of the entire your dedication and that of the entire police and the fire department at the bedrock of the safety and security we all too often take for granted. The hard work and sacrifice you make every day to keep our neighbors safe do not go unnoticed, and for that we are very thankful. As we gather here in safety, our hearts are heavy with the news of the recent tragic terrorist attack in Sydney, Australia. Innocent lives were brutally taken during a Hanukkah celebration. 15 victims, including a 10-year-old girl and an 87-year-old person, were amongst those who got killed in a senseless act of violence. Dozens more were injured. As a member of Ahmadiyya Muslim community whose members face strong religious persecution and killings around the world, we strongly condemn and mourn the innocent lives lost. That is a direct result of lack of religious knowledge and understanding, as sanctity of human life is above anything, and all lives are equal. As our Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, said, "Whoever took a life of an innocent human being as if have killed the whole humanity." Our motto of our organization is love for all, hatred for none, and that is a true teaching of our religion. This horrific event serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and critical importance of remaining vigilant against all forms of hatred and violence, both at home and abroad. It underscores why the work you do is so vital and necessary in our world today. As this year comes to a close, my whole community wishes everyone here and all members of our community the very best of a peaceful and prosperous new year. May we continue to foster a community defined by unity, kindness, and compassion. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. And well under 3 minutes. That was impressive, too. Thank you. Anybody else here to address council for open mic this evening? All right, if not, we'll close the open mic portion of the meeting.
I wouldn't want to follow that.
And we're looking to other business. Mr. Himmer, hang on, Mr. Himmer.
Councilmember Skoviak, the answer to your previous question on the warranty extension, there was a typo in the memo. It's a 10-year warranty that gets doubled to 20 years. It's not an additional 20 years, it's a total of 20 years. So, point of clarification.
Well, thank you for looking at that. It's what I saw in the original agreement, and I just wanted to clarify. So, thank you.
Good catch. Very good. I would like to mention that last Saturday, on December 13th, we had our tree lighting event, and some very hardy souls showed up. It was extremely cold, but we had a heated tent that stayed very occupied, and it was a very fun event. And so many more people showed up than I would have ever anticipated, given the temperature. But it was awesome, and I just want to thank Tiffany Fick for chairing that committee, and all of our firefighters and police and explorers, city staff, communications, especially Stephanie and Julie in that department. It was just a tremendous event, and Nesta Threads was there. Oh gosh, I'm not going to go any further down that. But it was just, it was a great event, and look for some big changes for next year, and look forward again.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Carlson?
kudos to our police department for pulling off another shot with a cop. Oh, Deputy Chief Jacobson, I'd love to put you on the spot. How'd that go this year?
Councilmember Carlson, thank you. We really helped 25 kids attended a Shop with a Cop event as well as several officers and other police department staff. We spent over $6,000 in donations, including Target donated $2,000, and this all occurred at the Target in Riverdale on December 7th. So we thank everybody for their support in helping us assist the 25 kids.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Armstrong?
if we could go back to the tree lighting for a minute.
Are you thawed out yet?
Oh, I was warm as toast. That was no big deal. But I just wanted to give a shout out to two little girls at the tree lighting that for some odd reason thought I was Santa Claus. And I dutifully pointed them out to the real guy in charge, but they warmed my heart.
You didn't go with that, huh?
What's that?
That's awesome.
No.
That was
I don't see
amazing
it.
too.
I don't
When
see
you
it.
looked over, they always put up the big pile of snow for the kids just in case. Well, it's like 20 below wind chill. Hill's just covered with kids.
Yep.
So sliding down, and it's like, oh boy, Minnesota kids, they're awesome.
And I do want to give a quick shout out to the ladies that work with the Community Strength Foundation, because I think I've had 5 or 6 of them say, your cheeks are red, you're frostbite, go inside the tent. I'm fine.
Thanks, Mom.
Yep.
Mr. Stemwedel, I saw your hand up over there.
Mayor, Council, I was just going to mention something that's coming upon us fairly quickly. The North Star commuter rail, it's been discussed for the past 6 months or so, will be going out of service soon. And actually, there was an update from Metro Transit today that their plans are a full go to cease that service on either January 3rd or 4th, depending on what day the Vikings-Packers game is on. We haven't scheduled that day yet. So whatever day that falls on will be the last trips for North Star commuter rail to be replaced by bus service, which will begin Monday, January 5th. The route for Coon Rapids is Route 888. You can find lots of information out there about that particular service, how frequently it'll run. They'll be dropping off some of the bus maps to City Hall here yet this week. So if anybody has questions about that, you can go to metrotransit.org, just search for North Star, or come into City Hall or call us. We'll put you in the right direction.
All right. Other business.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Geisler.
I was just gonna highlight, coming up on the future, we do have the holiday skate with Rocky on December 21st, still scheduled. That's on the calendar for 6 to 7:30. Hey, there it is. So future event coming up, for folks to just go and have some fun. But then the other thing I was gonna bring up is obviously beware of closure dates for the holidays coming up for City Hall and city businesses, so just, or city buildings.
Yeah. It's not open for traffic yet, for pedestrians, but we have a pedestrian bridge that's been placed on Coon Rapids Boulevard. That looks nice, very impressive.
And it'll get even better once we add all the signage and lighting to it. It'll be a nice entryway to Coon Rapids.
Yeah.
Your Honor?
Councilmember Novak?
I've received quite a bit of feedback on that bridge, and I would just like to point out for the record that the point of the bridge was not to get to that little school that's right there or Lilliput. The point of the bridge was to connect the Coon Creek Regional Trail with the Coon Rapids Dam Regional Trail. And that, I think, forms the largest trail system now in the northern suburbs.
Yep.
It's big. So that was the whole point of it.
Yeah, we keep saying regional trail connection,
Yes.
regional trail connection. That's why it was paid for regionally and not by the city of Coon Rapids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Mayor?
All right,
You
hold
got
that
more, Mr.
thought.
Mayor?
Hold that thought.
All right.
Any other business to come before city council this evening?
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Mayor?
Second.
Motion by Carlson, second by Butler. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Merry Christmas. We're adjourned.